Now, let's get off politics and let's get back to the investigative journalism, investigative reporting that I do. Let's get back to this Biggie case, right? Now, there's a guy named Michael Dorsey, right? Now, I'm hoping that, uh, that I can really get in touch with this guy and speak with this guy. But I know he's friends. I believe, I don't know for a fact, but I believe he has a relationship with Pork Butt, right? Reason I believe that is because this is the murder rap channel, which I believe this guy is connected to Great Kading, but I don't know if he's doing this independently. And I don't go with Great Kading's theory because Great Kading theory comes from uh, Reggie Wright Jr. You know what I'm saying? And I know he's deflecting a lot when it comes to this. So yesterday, I believe it was yesterday. More recently, I did a show and I showed where Vlad catches uh Reggie and another uh inconsistency in his story, right? Now, Reggie, well, we all those who follow the case know that Reggie was a suspect in the notorious Big murder, right? Me, I believe he has his hands in the Tupac murder and in the Biggie murder, right? And like Suge said, you solve one, you solve both, right? And I believe uh he has he has a conspiracy to be involved in both murders, right? But let me just stick for the Biggie murder. Let's go to the Biggie murder right now, because y'all already know I done shot him down with the Tupac shit. You know, it's way too many lies in the Tupac shit that we know that he got some involvement in it because none of his stories add up, right? Now, same thing with the Biggie story. Outside of Russell Poole saying that he's a suspect, outside of Greg Kading going to him as a suspect, right? His him running his mouth, to me, he's already Keefy D'd himself. I just believe that Greg Kading gave him immunity in the Biggie murder because he probably thought that his information was valuable to him and that he was being a good CI, right? And probably thought that he really was setting up Suge and he was gonna get this big arrest, this, that, and other. And he probably slipped up and gave this dirty pig immunity. This is why I believe he has not been charged or even arrested in a conspiracy to kill Big outside of they don't want to have to pay Miss Wallace all this fucking money. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what that's about. You know what I'm saying? But how strange is it that Suge goes to jail? Now, yeah, you got to always remember two things, right? One, Death Row wasn't a security company. Death Row hired Reggie Wright Jr.'s company, Right Way Security, to do security for Death Row, as you would hire ADT to do security for your home or whatever security system that you may use, right? That don't mean that ADT lives in your house or works for you, right? They work for hire for you. They don't work under your company. You pay them for a service, right? So people got to always stop saying that death row security did this and death. It ain't death row security. It's right way security that was working for death row because death row wasn't hiring these cops. Reggie was hiring the cops, not death row right way. All right. That's for one. All right. Always keep that in mind. Um, my second thing, I forgot what my second point was, but the second thing is Sugar's in jail, right? So knowing that Sugar's in jail and Reggie was running the company, always keep that in mind, right? So yesterday, right, I told y'all Vlad caught him on this one, but I don't even think Vlad. You know what, Vlad? I don't know because Vlad could be tricking this nigga, but I don't know because he don't be calling him out on his inconsistencies. That's what kind of make me feel like Vlad be missing certain stuff, but he could be very well is very well be giving him the rope to hang himself. You know what I'm saying? That could be a possibility, right? But check this out right here. Did y'all know that Reggie had a Chevy, actually two Chevy Impalas in his possession at the time of the Biggie murder? Did you hear what I just said? Right. So I'm gonna use I'm using these under fair use for criticism. All right, and you know as well as comment and news reporting on this story. Uh, but let me refresh your memory about what Reggie said about these cars. Right. Check this out.
And when I say my house got raided, I'm the one that they duped me.
Burgundy and so forth, but this was at night.
Ultimately,
That's him dry snitching on Suge, even though we know he lying, trying to put the Biggie shit on Suge, dirty nigga.
Ultimately, at the end, he got it right.
Which was?
But who he believes was responsible for the shooting of Biggie.
And he thought it was who?
I don't know. You know.
Poochie?
Poochie.
Yeah.
No.
Suge.
Oh, exactly.
Okay.
But building up to that, you know how we used to get in trouble with Mal and the teacher said, show your work?
Yeah.
He didn't show his work right.
Right. Well, we had put up another deep dive episode where we talked about the Impala, right? Because there was, essentially the witnesses were all saying that Impala was the one that shot up Biggie's car.
They raided my house behind an Impala.
Right.
Yeah.
And they found an Impala in Keefe's, backyard.
Correct.
They realized it was non-related. The color that people were saying was slightly different. People were saying black. Some people were saying dark green. There was cars that were like burgundy and so forth. But this was at night. It was a chaotic situation. But then at the end of that deep dive, he had posted some pictures that showed an Impala parked at Suge's auto body shop. Now, is it the same Impala? We're not saying it is. Mike Dorsey didn't say it is. I wasn't involved in this thing. But, it is suspicious.
It makes you raise your eyebrow.
Yeah.
And when I say my house,
Now, why would he say hell no? Right? Why wouldn't he say, and when Vlad say, was that the car that killed Biggie? Why wouldn't he say hell no? Why would he say, I don't know? And the car is in possession of death row. Stay tuned. Hold on. Let me go to Mike Dorsey shit right here. Right? Still under fair use. Using this for comment and criticism. Right? Check this out.
Even though they probably don't even know this series exists. And I honestly couldn't care less if they win or lose some lawsuit. So let's try to stick to the facts of the case. What changed that made the Impala black instead of green? Why are witnesses considered credible enough to give you a composite sketch of the shooter, but then those same guys aren't credible when they tell you what color the car is? I think these are fair questions.
There can be a lot of reasons why your main drain lines are running slow. Call All Good Plumbing today for our $88 mainline drain clearing.
And to further drive home this whole point about how hard it would have been to tell what color this car was at night from a distance, I've used this police reenactment footage of Biggie's murder numerous times throughout this series. And the Impala in the video looks black, right? I think it does. Well, when they filmed this reenactment, they had just impounded Suge Knight's Impala as part of an unrelated investigation. And so they used his car in this reenactment since they had it on hand. And Suge Knight's Impala was actually dark red. The color was technically called dark cherry metallic, and it was.
You see how dirty the police is? Right? They go and they impound Suge's car, and as you can see, in this other interview, Reggie say that they, they raided his house looking for the Impala, and he has Suge's Impala, right? But you see how they took Suge car to run tests on it, and then drove his shit around doing reenactments with his fucking car. Like, LAPD, they crazy, bro. Right? But now check this out. Let's go back to him about the car, right? Listen to what he say. This dude is so busted. I don't know how he's not arrested.
It is. Mike Dorsey didn't say it is. I was found an Impala in Keefe's backyard.
correct.
They realized it was non-related. The color that people were saying was slightly different. People were saying black, some people were saying dark green. There was cars that were like burgundy and so forth. But this was at night. It was a chaotic situation. But then at the end of that deep dive, he had posted some pictures that showed an Impala parked at Suge's auto body shop. Now, is it the same Impala? We're not saying it is. Mike Dorsey didn't say it is. I wasn't involved in this thing, but it is suspicious.
It makes you raise your eyebrow.
Yeah.
And when I say my house got raided, I'm the one that they duped me into turning in Suge's Impala.
So you're the one that said that the Impala was over there?
No. The burgundy Impala that was Suge, the one with the rims and all of that.
Yeah.
I had possession of that Impala.
Oh, okay.
I was getting it transferred over to one of his friends' name. I forgot Mr. Lay's name.
Okay.
I was getting it transferred from Death Row or Suge's name to Mr. Lay's name. And they had the guy that I was using, the DMV, it was like a company that did transfers of titles over for you. They had that guy tell me that DMV wanted to come down and inspect the car.
Do any of y'all know of a company, a title company that transfer titles for you? Have y'all ever heard of that? That you don't got to go to the DMV. There's a company that you could go to and give them your title, and they'll transfer your title for you with the DMV. But they got to go through they got to go to the DMV. And then when does the DMV ever come to inspect your car? Ever? When you register in your car? How many of y'all ever had the DMV come to your house to inspect your car because you wanted to transfer the title over to somebody else? This nigga's a fucking liar.
When it actually was LAPD Detective Russell Poole wanted possession, did transfers of titles over for you. They had that guy tell me that DMV wanted to come down and inspect the car. For that?
Yeah.
I had possession of that Impala.
Oh, okay.
I was getting it transferred over to one of his friends' name. I forgot Mr. Lay's name.
Okay.
I was getting the transfer from Death Row or Sugar's name to Mr. Lay's name. And they had the guy that I was using, the DMV, it was like a, company that did transfers of titles over for you. They had that guy tell me that DMV wanted to come down and inspect the car. When it actually was LAPD Detective Russell Poole wanted possession of the car.
Okay.
And so luckily to me, I didn't have them come where I had the cars were, because that's where I had all the shit cars. But I had it towed from that location to the office. And that's at that time when they raided my house, Mr. Lay's mother's house or grandmother's house, and Death Row offices. And you can see on the news on camera the car pulling up while they raiding the location, the car on the tow truck, because the news was out there and everything, pulling up. And it was just all a ruse to get the car there, because they wanted to check it for ballistics and stuff.
And did they check it?
They checked it for ballistics, took it in custody for about a week, and they released it to us.
Okay, so they found nothing. There's no residue or whatever else. So chances are that Impala was not the same.
Had nothing to do with it. Okay. And that she wouldn't have gave me permission to release it, because, anything I did, I got permission. So my point is, if he thought that Impala was involved or he allowed somebody to use it, he would have told me, no, don't get rid of that car.
Well, if you hire someone.
This is a dry snitching ass nigga, bro. Yo, this nigga is a dry snitching ass nigga. And I only do what he tell me. Like trying to put it off on somebody else. Now, listen to this, right? Y'all heard what he just said about the car, right? He has Suge car. Now, if they was looking for the car, right? Or DMV wanted to come inspect the car, right? Why he didn't just let them come to see the car? He took the car and he moved the car, right? Let me show you why.
They had just impounded Suge Knight's Impala as part of an unrelated investigation, and so they used his car in this reenactment since they had it on hand. And Suge Knight's Impala was actually dark red. The color was technically called dark cherry metallic, and it was one of only 3 color options that you could get, with the others being black and dark gray green, with that green color being the rarest of the 3 options with the fewest vehicles sold in that color. The FBI also had their own files on the Biggie homicide case, and years ago they released their heavily redacted report on this investigation. And for some reason, this report implies that mid-90s Impalas were rare, claiming that very few are sold in Southern California. Now, I grew up around muscle cars, and if you have any experience with them or with lowriders, you know that this is a ridiculous statement. At least in Southern California, those 90s Impalas were everywhere. But you don't have to take my word for it. Here are some of the mid-90s Impalas that the LAPD found records for in Southern California. This list alone has nearly 1,800 mid-90s Impalas located in Southern California. Oh yeah, super rare. They were so rare that multiple people connected to this story had Impalas. Keefe D, a former shot caller for the Southside Crips, who spoke with Biggie at the party on the night of the murder, drove a mid-90s Impala, as did at least one or two other Southside Crips. Suge Knight had one. DJ Quick's bodyguard allegedly had one. Wardell Poochie Faust had one. And Faust, aka Poochie, is the person that I believe killed Biggie. He was a regular enforcer around death row who had reportedly done jobs like this before. And he...
Now, I don't know why Mike Dorsey believes Poochie, but I know that Greg Kading got Poochie, the Poochie story from Reggie, right? And this is why I believe this Mike Dorsey is was Greg Kading's partner, I think, right? But I believe that if he believes Poochie, this is why he believes Poochie, because they got that fucking story from Reggie, right? Who first told them it was Southside and then turned around and told them, oh, it was Poochie, right? If it was Southside, how the fuck it become Poochie?
He allegedly owned a mid-90s Impala. Many of the guys in Suge Knight's inner circle got cars as a perk. And then there's this photo, which was recently sent to me. This shows a mid-90s Impala that appears to be in that gray-green color, and its owner has yet to be identified. But guess where it's parked in this photo? In the gated parking lot of One Stop Auto, Suge Knight's personal car shop in El Monte, California during the 90s, where death row artists and the gang members in Suge's inner circle got their cars customized. This photo was sent to me by someone who worked at One Stop Auto. But without a license plate or VIN visible, I can't identify who owned it. It looks like the registration is still taped to the windshield, indicating that it had recently been purchased. So did the owner buy it and then bring it down to the shop to get some work done? I'm told it wasn't at the shop for very long. It could just be a coincidence. Based on the rarity of the color, of the approximately 1,800 mid-90s Impalas that were registered in Southern California at the time, there would have only been about 350 green mid-90s Impalas in the region. And here's one of them. The same color that the guys in Big Suburban said that the shooter's car was, parked in the fenced-in section of Death Row's custom car shop.
What is the chances of that, right? Now, let's go back to Reggie's interview about the Impalas. Watch this.
Where we talked about the Impala, right? Because there was, essentially the witnesses were all saying that Impala was the one that shot up Biggie's car.
They raided my house behind the Impala.
Right.
Yeah.
And they found an Impala in Keefe's backyard.
Correct.
They realized it was non-related. The color the people were saying was slightly different. People were saying black, some people were saying dark green. There was cars that were like burgundy and so forth. But this was at night. It was a chaotic situation. But then at the end of that deep dive, he had posted some pictures that showed an Impala parked at Suge's auto body shop. Now, is it the same Impala? We're not saying it is,